Hey, Rock, he's in the wall. Keep up the good work, baby.
Stomped out by the... Get the kid off it. Where's the line?
Hey, friendo, Steve here.
Al Larson.
And welcome back to Going in Raw, the only pro wrestling podcast you need to be listening to. On today's episode, got a bunch of news, including AJ Styles talking about his retirement, or maybe not. We've also got your AEW Dynamite review. And what do you want to talk about? All the stories from the world of pro wrestling that the friendos want us to talk about. But first, let's talk about it because everybody else has been talking about it. AJ Styles, is he really retired? Maybe not. What's going on, Larson?
Maybe not. So, when he took off his gloves, seemingly was about to place him on the mat after taking that L to Gunther at the Rumble and thus being forced to end his WWE career. But then he got him back on, somewhat defiantly, did his pose, So, it got us talking about it right then and there. Oh, is this some sort of indication that he might not be completely done? But anyways, he was on Stephanie McMahon's podcast. I think it was just released this morning. And she asked him about that. Why didn't you put your gloves on the mat? And this is what the Phenomenal One had to say. These transcripts come to you from WrestlingNews.co. He said this, quote, "I don't know why. Never say never, right? That's the saying. I think everybody's allowed at least once to come out of retirement. Not saying I'll do it anytime soon. I'm just saying that, what if my son wrestles? What if the opportunity to tag with him once, right? You never know. There'll be a time where the gloves will never go back on, and it may be now, but we'll see." He also talks about how I think he said his second oldest son is starting to get into wrestling.
Okay, there you go.
So, I guess if the interpretation of him not laying his gloves on the mat was, oh, he's leaving the door open, that's the correct interpretation.
He's leaving the door open.
Leaving the door open.
There was a report from Fightful recently, and it didn't really add much. Besides, he's a free agent and can kind of do what he wants. Now, if WWE is smart, they will lock his ass down to some super lucrative, hey, do whatever you want, as long as it's kind of within our umbrella.
Here, start a podcast.
Start a podcast. You could do it from the comfort of your Twitch channel or whatever you want to do. Mm-hmm. Just don't go to those other guys, because if anybody on the roster is a name that people would love to see and would tune in to the competition to AEW and give them a leg up, it's AJ Styles. Mm-hmm. There's just tons of history and potential dream matchups there waiting for AJ Styles. So if WWE's smart, they'd actually get out the checkbook for AJ Styles, and maybe they've done that. He's supposed to be, I think this is probably the first of, I would think, whenever they on the WWE program, they have the list of podcasts there with all the banners. He's going to be checking off every single one of those, you think?
Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if he's on Cody's. Mm-hmm. Maybe Undertaker's, because he was Undertaker's final opponent. So
Boneyard match.
He's just going to do the WWE podcast rounds.
Yeah, and then who knows? Maybe that'll be, a series of backdoor pilots for
his own
the
show.
Phenomenal podcast, the P1 podcast. I don't know what
P1 podcast, and you got to think the next opportunity WWE gets, they're going to put him in the Hall of Fame to headline his particular class. So, assuming he doesn't go and wrestle for the other guys.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, those other
in which case, that's going to be postponed a bit. But
yeah,
I wouldn't be surprised if AJ just kind of stuck around the WWE orbit, whether it's podcast, doing work backstage.
I mean, dude, if there's one thing he's been consistent about is that he likes WWE.
Yeah.
So, it wouldn't shock me to see him remain.
I wouldn't be surprised either.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk about this huge mystery angle we got coming out of the Rumble. All these post-Rumble rumblings.
Ooh, there you go.
This one comes from the High Spot podcast.
Okay. All right.
They posted on Twitter that
I don't know who's relevant anymore, man. I don't know who's got the good shit.
I don't either. But hey, it's something to talk about. That's what we do here.
Yeah.
So they claim to have the scoop on who attacked Bron Breakker at the Royal Rumble this past weekend, posting on Twitter, quote, "Grayson Waller was the man in the black hoodie that attacked Bron Breakker at the Royal Rumble. Waller was pulled from NXT live events to make the trip to Saudi. Seth Rollins didn't make the trip. While many expect him to be the final reveal, it was Waller in the black hoodie on Saturday.
Okay.
I guess there's two aspects to the who attacked Braun Breaker thing. Obviously, identity of attacker. Second, are they strictly kind of a stand-in for Seth? Or is this someone else who could potentially join Seth upon his return to battle the Vision? Of course,
those are all
Revision.
Right, Revision, which I don't know why I've just gone ahead with that. I have nothing else to offer on the name of the new, the comments seem to love Revision.
Oh, great.
So I'm along for the ride, Larson.
Good.
I'm on board Revision.
My one good idea for the year.
You're good. You can coast now for the rest of the year.
I won the predictions challenge.
Yay,
one good
man.
idea.
Yeah.
I'm just cruising the rest of 2026.
You're good to go. I need a win. I need a win somehow. So a new in joke. I don't know. Something. I'll see if I can recycle something from the past. Maybe that's good enough for me.
We'll see. So I guess let's break it down. Let's break it down. So first, when I saw the kind of fan cam footage of the attack, I thought Ricky Saints, because of kind of, the body type, how the attacker moved, seemed reminiscent of Ricky Starks.
Some people in our comments mentioned that Ricky was doing some NXT house shows during the Saudi thing. Yeah. So, but I didn't substantiate that. But I looked at it too. When you mentioned that, I was like, I could see it. Wouldn't be surprised if that was the case.
But then after seeing this, Grayson Waller's pretty tall.
You could see the mouth also, and I'm like, oh, that might be it. I loved it on Twitter. Somebody, I think it was on Twitter. Somebody asked, it was, because they asked Grok to unmask the masked man.
Oh my gosh.
The dude looked dead on like Ryan Satin. I'm like, wow. From the mouth, and then you take off the mask. I'm like, that looks like Ryan Satin. Remember the dude from? He still does. Yeah. But no, I could totally see it being.
I think based on, the whoever was Braun's attacker was relatively tall, but not like super jacked.
Yeah.
Not like Austin Theory, because they were dressed in really loose fitting clothing. I think they kind of try to hide how muscular they were, but you could tell they weren't as jacked as an Austin Theory.
Right. Yeah.
Which, that's Grayson Waller as well as Ricky Saints. So.
Yeah.
Man. I guess the second part is this a situation where Waller is strictly a stand-in for Seth? So the ultimate reveal is Seth as this new attacker, or is this? And listen, I understand this idea of Seth having his own faction, Revision, to battle the Vision, is something that we've just come up with. There's no indication necessarily on WBTV this is a thing as of yet.
Well, hold on. I kind of disagree.
You can see clues, but I'm saying nothing strong in terms of like, Austin Theory's a double agent.
Clown here, I have to mention this. Clown here in chat says they should be called Double Vision, and they come out to Foreigner. With that double vision. That's it.
Boom, boom, boom,
dude,
boom.
yeah, I mean, look, given that there's a precedent established with a masked man coming out and attacking and being not Seth, I think Seth playing his own games against, Vision Prime on behalf of, I am so advocating, and I hope that it happens, for a faction v faction storyline here. Mm-hmm. Seth has to rebuild his own, Revision, and that's what we get. And whether or not it's Waller or not, I don't know. But there's tons. I mean, dude, you saw how like at least you saw the finish to the ladder match in NXT. But if you saw the lineup, some really fresh faces in NXT, plus you got some shit going on in Evolve. There's plenty of just dudes out there to get their start in a Seth faction. Mm-hmm. I think that'd be a tremendous idea and a good way to launch some people. And with the way Triple H books things, hey, you can keep that going for 2 or 3 years.
Yeah.
You got your War Games match already, figured out for November.
This year. Yeah.
So I think that'd be tremendous. Whether or not it'd be Waller or not, I don't know. But certainly if that is the first, domino or whatever, when it comes to a new Seth faction, I think that'd be great.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you can make it's easy to make the case for Waller and against Waller, given that Theory and Waller obviously have history, but the last time we saw them, they were at odds.
Yeah.
But they never had a blow-off for their breakup as a tag team. So maybe it's a situation where, hey, we weren't getting along until Seth came calling, and he laid out his vision for our careers. And
I hate it. The thing is, I know you said it, but revision is actually, it works on several levels. And I hate that about it. And the problem is they'd never do it because they don't have the balls to do it. They would never do it. But it actually works on so many different levels,
I know.
Yeah. God dang it.
So, yeah, you can make the case for... I mean, my gut's telling me that Waller is just a stand-in at this point.
Yeah, but that's so lame. Like, come on. Seth shows up and he doesn't unmask himself? Like, that's so silly. That's like, it was me the entire time.
1000%
like,
agree.
come on. Give us a faction.
But then you'd have to make some effort to explain... Because Waller's been with the New Day for months.
Oh, I'm not saying it would be Waller. In fact, I don't even think Waller would be a great idea for that. Although I think Waller, he has been obviously, I think, mishandled. You're right about the idea that he's been with the New Day, so why would he be doing this? Unless, honestly, getting the New Day's reaction at it, number one, it could potentially give the New Day something to do. I'm not saying they're part of the fact, but just their reaction to it being their, protege, basically, the guy who's carrying their bags, would be pretty funny. But I mean, dude, that would fucking make some sense with Austin Theory being in Vision Prime. I think that'd be fine if they did Waller, if they just used Waller in his stand-in for Jackson Drake or Keanu Carver or whoever. I think that's a dude's name. I don't know. I think I stumbled upon that correct name. Eli Knight. Yeah. Or Elio LaFleur. That's a masked man with a luchador mask over the hoodie.
Yeah.
That's so stupid. Oh man.
Oh goodness.
Yeah. Anyways, let's go ahead. We got a lot of show to get through because there's a lot of these. What do you want to talk about?
There are, and some of them are going to be some lengthy discussions potentially. So
yes, sir. So let's go ahead and talk about our sponsors now.
Let's do it.
All right. This episode of Going In Raw is brought to you by BetterHelp. So much of February is focused on flowers and candy and, of course, relationships and dating. And regardless if you're married, dating, or single, or just focusing on yourself, therapy can help you find your way and see more clearly where you want to be.
Yeah, I've been with my wife for over 20 years, but it's not like I've always had things figured out. In my mid-20s, I was dealing with severe anxiety, and it was definitely putting stress on my relationship. But thanks to therapy, I was able to learn the tools I needed to better cope with my anxiety, which allowed me to refocus on my relationship, got me on the path becoming a better Larson.
And with over 30,000 therapists, BetterHelp is the world's largest online therapy platform, having served over 6 million people globally. And BetterHelp does the initial matching work for you so you can put your focus on your therapy goals.
And all you got to do to get started is fill out a short questionnaire that helps identify your needs and preferences. And BetterHelp's 12-plus years of experience and industry-leading match fulfillment rate means they typically get it right the first time. But if you aren't happy with your match, you can always switch to a different therapist at any time from their tailored recommendations.
Sign up and get 10% off at betterhelp.com/raw. That's betterhelp.com/raw.
And this episode of Going In Raw is sponsored by Tempo, Steve. I think you know me pretty well, yeah? We've known each other for 30
darn
years.
well.
I try my best to make my own healthy meals here at home as often as I can, but far too often, there are times my schedule just won't allow it. And unfortunately, prioritizing eating well is often the first thing I got to drop just to save a little bit of time.
Yeah, man, same here. I used to run to the nearest drive-thru or just graze on snacks all day whenever I found myself in a time crunch. But now I reach for Tempo. Tempo gives me nutrient-packed meals that are delivered directly to my door and are ready to eat in 2 minutes. Perfect for those times when I need real fuel real fast.
And Tempo keeps things exciting with 20 new chef-crafted, dietitian-approved meals every week, like spicy pork carnitas in rice bowls and Italian market chicken. And they're made from nutrient-rich ingredients so you can stay consistent with your healthy eating habits.
And no matter your goals, Tempo has a meal for you. They've got carb conscious and GLP-1 balanced meals. And you'll really like this, Larson. Protein packed meals. Oh, yeah, with over 30 grams of protein.
Yeah, I like the sound of that. For a limited time, Tempo is offering Going In Raw listeners 60% off their first box. Go to tempomeals.com/raw. That's tempomeals.com/raw for 60% off your first box. tempomeals.com/raw. Rules and restrictions may apply.
Man, I just noticed this Nightbot here in our live chat. It says, where is it? It said, help support Going In Raw. Live bonus episodes, Smash Zone VODs, question threads, and more. Yeah, I was doing that for a little while. The Smash Zone. Remember that?
Yeah, I remember
I
Smash
had the
Zone.
VODs up.
Yeah.
Boy, those were fun.
Those were a lot of fun.
Those were a ton of fun. Anyways, it's time now for my favorite segment of the week. It's What Do You Want to Talk About? Where we reach out to the friendos, we open the floor to them, and we ask them to do our job for us. We say, hey, give us some pro wrestling news stories that you're interested in hearing us talk about. There are some meaty ones, including starting off with Trevor Ricochet Man, saying, this is from Die Hard Homer, saying WWE kills legacies and had killed his love of wrestling for 5 years. So he said a lot here. There was a podcast he was on. Oh, crap. I don't have the name of the podcast. Maybe you can look that up while I read some of this stuff.
Sure.
He says this is on the topic of his main roster call-up hurting his career. He said this. You've seen the Marvel movies? Thanos, whatever. And there was a 5-year blip of people who were just gone. That 5 years on main roster was like being blipped away into a different universe. It just wasn't what I was doing. It wasn't me. Coming back to AEW and finding that love, it's like when Tony Stark finally defeated Thanos and all the people came back. That's how I feel. Ricochet finally came back to what he was doing. And I feel like that 5 years was just blipped away. I already know how this is going to sound. I already know how people are going to take this. But I think that the day we got called up to Raw was the worst thing that happened to Ricochet's wrestling career. I love that he refers to himself in the third person.
Yeah. It was the Mark Hoke Show.
The Mark Hoke Show.
Yeah.
Man, all these podcasts coming for our spot, Larson. You think we're those other guys now to them? What the heck?
Maybe.
Oh, no. He also said this about his main roster run, hurting perception of him. The trajectory that I was on compared to the trajectory that I got on for those 5 years and how it completely changed the public's image of Ricochet and who Ricochet was, specifically the wrestling side of it. Those 5 years really tarnished Ricochet's wrestling legacy. He also got on Twitter, Ricochet did, to speak on behalf of Ricochet. And he elaborated a little bit more on this. Didn't pull any punches. He says, they took the love of my pro wrestling away. I'll never forget how I felt walking into work every week. And that platform was only to make others look good at my expense. And I told them I'd rather quit and go back to the indies and make whatever I'd make there than to come back next week. He says, I do feel this way. Many others do as well. That company kills the love and you end up being a shell of who you were and going through the motions. About the mid-card titles, he said they don't mean anything. They haven't for a while. Even when I was IC and US champ, they meant nothing. He also said he'd argue El Generico has a better legacy than Sami Zayn. Among other things, he said.
Yeah. He was letting loose on his feelings about his time in WWE. That's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and that's his perspective. You know, I can't necessarily argue with it. You know, that he experienced that, and that's valid. And it's a bummer that his time on WWE is going to be viewed that way when he looks back at his career as essentially 5 years wasted. Because when he signed with them, you could argue that he was at the peak of his popularity in the independents.
Oh, yeah.
You know, he was PWG champion.
Mm-hmm.
He was doing great work in New Japan.
Yeah.
You know, and he had a really good run in NXT.
Mm-hmm.
And then just randomly called up as one half of a tag team with Aleister Black.
Yeah.
Who they put together just for the Dusty tournament in NXT.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, and I saw a compilation the other day of him taking bumps.
Yeah.
And so when he makes the reference here to making other people look good, he made a lot of people look really good in the ring because he's a hell of a seller and a hell of a wrestler.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm happy he's gotten the opportunity in AEW, almost said in A&W, in AEW, to find some fulfillment, you know, and showcase what he thinks he can do best. Because so far it's been really entertaining.
The thing that's wild about it is that you and I were always advocating for him to be literally the character he is in AEW.
Yeah.
And I think that more than anything is really is the biggest shame, is that, like, I really appreciate his work as a character right now.
Mm-hmm.
I really do. His in-ring is always tremendous, always going to be tremendous. But the idea that WWE never even tried to explore that is wild to me.
Yep.
And a shame. And I agree with everything you said, dude. I mean, he has every damn right to feel the way he does about WWE. And I'm sure other people have had wildly positive experiences there, and they would have every right to speak on those. But this is the dude's experience. And yeah, he should be allowed to air as much as he wants, because you're right. 5 years in a place where you're miserable, that's awful.
Mm-hmm.
That's awful. Nobody should have to do that, especially when it's wrestling, and it's the kind of thing where, yes, you can get paid very well, but yes, you're also putting your body through, like, basically the equivalent of a car crash every time you go out to the ring.
Yep.
So good on Ricochet. You know, keep on speaking your truth, dude.
Yep.
And I'll keep on appreciating the work of the national champion.
There we go. And still national champion.
And still.
Next here from Nick My Hero says, Ava not re-signing with WWE. That's potentially the second major name to not re-sign because of WWE politics. WWE's politics, sorry. So, was it last weekend, I want to say, that it was announced that she was not going to re-sign with WWE/NXT. I think she said she just decided she didn't want to work in pro wrestling anymore.
Yeah.
But then shortly after, that announcement, she posted on Twitter. What was it? And now that I can say this with my full chest, middle finger emoji ice in that entire administration.
Yeah.
So if this is something where she felt like, or was told, that she couldn't express her true feelings about U.S. leader while under WWE's employ, I don't know how much that may have informed her decision to not resign. But
yeah, I don't know.
But apparently it's one of the benefits of not resigning is she felt like she could finally speak her mind about these things.
Yeah, I could you could understand it either way if, she's outright told. I mean, at which point you just got to say, do you know who my dad is? What are you going to do? Fire me?
Yeah.
But I could understand how you wouldn't, if you want to be professional about things, you wouldn't be acting like that. Or if she simply felt, you know what, I can see how things are here, and it wouldn't be appropriate for me to be like that. Even though, I mean, CM Punk has said some pretty spicy things about those other guys, So yeah, I don't know, man. I look, I think it's great for her. Yeah, she went in, and I think the expectation was she's going to be a wrestler. And when that didn't quite work out to what they were looking for, they moved her into the general manager role. I thought she did fine.
Yeah, I thought so too.
I mean, we stopped watching NXT, but it wasn't because of her.
Yeah.
So, but now that it's great that she's got the freedom to do what she wants to do. And maybe this was a thing where she was like, hey, you know what? Worked for my dad. I got the legacy thing. Let me try it out. Didn't work out. Rather go do other things, and hopefully she has as much success as she deserves. So good for her.
Yep. Next here from Juan Sanchez says, Hangman Adam Page's polarizing response to the recent photo of himself grabbing dinner with Marty Scurll.
Did you see this or no?
Yes.
Yeah. So this is a tricky one. I don't have the exact quote in front of me. But
I got it.
Oh, great. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, he gave the statement. So there's a picture on, I think, Skrull's Instagram of him and Hangman outside of a Cracker Barrel.
Yeah.
Just taking a picture.
Yeah.
And given the nature of the allegations against Marty Scurll, can understand why people would be kind of upset, disappointed about Hangman taking a picture with them and continue to fraternize with them.
Yeah.
So he said this to Sports Illustrated. Page did.
He was asked by John Alba, I think.
Yeah. And about, whether he's still friendly, talks to Scurll, whatever. And he says, I think when that happened, I was obviously surprised, shocked. I think, when the allegations about Scurll came out. Surprised, shocked. It didn't seem like the person I knew, but I mean, I knew now that it was, and I guess I was kind of like faced with a choice. Like, What do I do with that information? I reached out to him then because he had faced a lot of consequences from the public. He had lost his job from Ring of Honor. He was facing consequences from people online, so I checked to see how he's doing. I remained in touch with him for, since then, been 6 years. He says, I guess I kind of will make a couple things clear about it. I completely recognize that what he did, his actions are abhorrent, disgraceful. They are. There's no excuse. I completely recognize that. I've always thought that, will always think that about his actions, and I guess as a consequence of his actions, the public has felt strongly about what he did. And for 6 years, I think because of those reactions, he's been unable to be a part of mainstream professional wrestling because, what the public perception would be. He says, I don't want that photo to seem like some kind of endorsement or I have any interest whatsoever in whitewashing what he did or any interest or intention of rehabilitating his public image. None of that is something that I have ever been interested in doing. Not now, not ever. I think that the consequences of his actions that he's had mostly from the public, aside from like harassment, I think they've been warranted. So I kind of want to make that clear. There's a lot more.
Yeah.
It's a pretty lengthy statement to Sports Illustrated. Let me see. He said, if you hear all that and you listen to all that and you feel like maybe you wouldn't have done the same thing that had you been in my shoes, or maybe you still feel uncomfortable being a fan of mine, or even if you've lost like the smallest amount of respect for me because of any of that, I would just want to say I completely understand that. I can respect it and accept it.
So just to be clear, he did cop to, like Marty Scurll, they were out.
Okay.
He was accused of taking advantage sexually of a drunk 16-year-old girl in 2015. Now, the age of consent in the UK, I think, or England is I think 16. But taking advantage of somebody while they're drunk, regardless of the age, and then it's compounded by being a 16-year-old, that's trash. That's complete trash behavior right there.
I couldn't remember if he had responded.
Yeah. I had to look it up too. So, and he copped to it. He admitted to it.
Okay.
It's a tricky situation. I don't know the circumstances of him remaining friendly with them or the circumstances by which he would be finding himself in a position to have dinner with them. But I think that it's such a tough situation when, especially the older you get, if you're in a position where you have a good friend and they've done something that is, that was awful, and you're faced with, do I remain friendly with this person? Do I not? If you're in a situation where they're like, hey, you want to grab dinner? Do you just say, no, I'm not fucking with you anymore? Or do you say, all the time that we spent together, sure, I'll have dinner with you. I mean, dude, I appreciate how open and honest he is with that statement. Mm-hmm. And if I found myself in that same situation, I can't say that I'd be like, no, fuck you, I'm going to go get dinner, because that's not realistic. Like, hypothetically, if we knew somebody who was in that situation and you're in their vicinity and they're like, hey, how's it going? Are you going to run away from the person? You're going to say, oh no. And if people who claim, oh yeah, no, I would totally do that. Well, are you really being honest with that? Because you know how life is. You're confronted with people who you've been really, really cool with. And then it's like, hey, do you want to grab dinner? I mean, Scurll honestly seems like a son of a bitch of a friend for posting this, because it's like, he knows what this is going to do to Hangman. He knows this is the position he's going to put him in.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And so I don't know, when you're confronted with this kind of situation in real life, I don't think it's black and white. I don't think it's like automatically like, no, fuck you.
Well, there's more to Hangman's statement. He says, I guess who I am is when people treat me with kindness, I try to return it. I've never really wanted to get into that. And that's more or less why I have a private relationship with him, not out of a sense of self-preservation or shame or something like that, but more or less, I just would never want to be misconstrued as like an endorsement or an effort to rehabilitate someone's public image, something like that. He says, but I guess I've just always thought that he's still a human being and that relationships are complicated, but they're still relationships and he's still a human being.
And make no mistake, the guy did suffer the consequences of those actions. I mean, that guy, boy, persona non grata. You know what I mean? Like there was like a couple attempts, I think, in Mexico or Japan or something to bring him back, but that dude, he lost a very lucrative career over this. And that's just the way. That's just those are just the consequences. Whether or not you think that's right or wrong or whatever, those were the very real consequences for his actions. So yeah, I mean, I applaud Hangman. I saw people saying, "Oh, if he wanted to, he just didn't have to address this. He just could have left it alone." So I applaud the guy. I like Hangman a lot. He seems like just such a solid guy, and I totally understand. That it's like dude, it ain't as easy as just being like, no, fuck off. I mean, look, if somebody, there's always layers to it. It is complicated because
it is complicated, yeah.
It's like if he did something way out there, then it's like, but I don't know, man. We're all just fucking people,
I appreciate that Hangman took the time to address it and tried to be as honest and forthright about his feelings about everything as he possibly could be.
Yeah.
So, Lord Blake Whitehouse here says Steve Macklin leaving TNA.
So he got the fired and not the feast. Yeah, dude.
Yeah. I'm kind of surprised by this. He was like a huge deal in TNA for a while, Impact at least.
He probably watched that first episode of TNA on AMC.
He's like, I'll take the pink slip, please.
They're like, don't give it to freaking Mr. Elegance. Give it over here. I want that briefcase.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go to All Japan or Noah or something. Yeah, I don't know. Macklin's one of those interesting cases where I think the guy offers a lot, but I don't know, where what he has going to take him, given that there's arguably a lot of other dudes that sort of offer that, in an industry that has no, lack of just tough dudes.
Yeah.
Who like to fight.
I wonder if a door will be open to AEW. I mean, he and Deanna are still married, right?
No say, senor. I don't know.
Okay. They
I haven't heard otherwise, but
yeah, she works there still. So maybe AEW / Ring of Honor is a possibility.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Finally, here the champ says ticking time bomb leaving New Japan. Hiromu Takahashi has announced that he's leaving the company.
Didn't he say he's also going overseas, which would mean?
I would think the States, yeah.
Orlando or Jacksonville.
Yeah.
Jacksonville would be a hell of a place for him, man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
I mean, that seems to be the destination for a lot of former New Japan wrestlers is to sign with AEW.
I know there were Clown says they are married and have a podcast together.
Oh, great.
Oh man, everybody's coming for us, Larson.
Hey, man.
Hey. What? No, man. Be on guard. Be on guard.
No reason to be on guard.
Don't be cool about it. Be on guard.
Why not be cool about it? I'm sure they have good stories.
They'll probably have great stories.
Yeah.
He was in the what are they called? The dudes in the WWE?
Oh gosh.
Forgotten Sons?
Yeah,
Is that what they were called?
Yeah, with Wesley Blake and Jackson Riker.
Jackson Riker. Oh man, that guy was tops. What a bag fumble. What a WWE fumble there. Paul Levesque needs to bring that guy back.
Like this never happens in the world of wrestling. When Jackson Riker's former coworkers put him on blast on Twitter, like Kevin Owens tweeted about him, I believe.
Oh, do you remember what Kevin Owens said?
Oh,
dang it! We gotta find that one for our best wrestling tweets because it's probably gold.
Yeah. Like it doesn't really happen.
Yeah, I know.
I
know. I thought you were gonna bring up that time they had to refilm his finisher because he couldn't do it 3 times in a row in NXT.
Yeah. What does a move like that Dax does all the time?
It's like a normal average move for Dax. Yeah.
That's what KO said. The freedom you speak of entitles you to speak your mind all you want. I'm not here to argue that. I just really need to tell you that I think you pushing your shitty wrestling catchphrase as all of this is happening is absolutely fucking pathetic. Good night.
Oh, that's great. I love Kevin Owens so much.
Kevin Owens is great.
I remember hearing somewhere along the line that there was the possibility of Noah trying to get LIJ back together. So maybe Hiromu and Evil will go there and join Naito or something. What if Seth comes back just with LIJ?
Oh, that'd be great.
Wouldn't that be fun? That would be the weirdest shit.
Well, they'd all do Naito's thing with the eye.
Yeah,
Revision.
the eye thing. It's revision. Perfect. And then like a dude shows up. How? Oh, no, Larson, no. A dude shows up in a black hoodie and he's got like a Seth Rollins mask over his face.
There you go, and it's Sonata.
And then real Seth Rollins shows up like, oh my God, which one's Seth? And it's Sonata.
It's Sonata. And somehow under the hoodie, he's got his jacket with all the stereo equipment and all the lights on it.
Yeah, right. He's got a big LED thing right here.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Oh, that'd be great. That'd be great.
There
Yeah,
you
I'd
go.
love
Look
that.
at all these great ideas we're coming up with.
Dude, we're on a roll today, man. 2026, nothing but wins for Steven Larson. Although I did know Trip Rogers. I don't know how he got my phone number. He texted me today, and he was like, "Dude, I'm sitting here, and he's in his mom's basement, I think, and he's on the computer. It looks like a fucking iMac from 2001."
Yeah.
And he's like, "You're on my homepage," and it's like, I don't. What's the homepage that shows up when you open Bing or whatever? What is this? I don't know what it is. MS something, Microsoft, some bullshit. And one of our videos appeared. Because like, our management reached out to us. Hey, you guys want to be on this? I'm like, yeah, sure. But it was like, we've been around so long. This thing was like from 2018 or something.
No, it was from when. I was sitting here.
Oh, it's from it's from remote
So
days.
it was post 2020. Yeah.
Okay, all right, but it was early 2020.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, get out of here. So we gotta reach out and see if we can get some more, maybe like a curated playlist of the best of Steven Larson can be on that homepage.
Yeah.
We were right next to like a thumbnail of U.S. leader, and then underneath it says World War III imminent. And then there's us talking about Bobby Roode's return or something.
It was Brock and Demon Balor. I thought the
Oh, is that what it was? There was
Yeah.
another. He showed me a second one. There was like
Gotcha.
Bobby Roode in the thumbnail.
Gotcha.
And it's not even like our thumbnail. It's just like a still shot of us like talking
Yeah.
and we're both like the wrong direction and everything. So anyways, would you like to talk about AEW?
Let's do it. Though it wasn't a themed episode per se, it was loaded with pro wrestling matches with stakes.
Dude, if every Dynamite was like this, maybe they'd get somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They did the thing to open the show, though. They used to do with Collision. I don't know if they still do, where everybody talks.
It went
Those
on way
short
too
promos.
long.
It did.
They need to tell everybody, you get 15 seconds, and then you just do like, I don't know, 4 of them.
Everybody gets 2 sentences.
Yeah.
Wrap it up in 2 sentences if you can.
Yeah.
But, we had a match for the national title. We had eliminator matches for the women's tag titles. For the AEW World title, we had Kenny and Andrade wrestling. And, boy, did Hangman get the easier draw here, huh? No disrespect to Mark Davis. He's a great wrestler. But in terms of how he's booked in AEW, it's not exactly booked like a winning wrestler. So Hangman having to beat Mark Davis to advance to this #1 contender match at Grand Slam Australia versus Kenny having to wrestle Andrade. Or vice versa, Andrade having to wrestle Kenny Omega.
You know
to
what
advance to that match.
You know what Kenny should have said? He should have been like, dude, I already won mine. I beat Rocky Romero last week.
Yeah.
He was like, that was a tough match. I hit him with a V trigger while he was dancing.
He said, yeah, it was a tough match. Tough match for Rocky, but it was a tough match.
Tough match for Rocky. Yeah, man. Yeah, no, I feel you. Yeah, Hangman. I don't know, man. It's okay. Let me counter by saying this. It's not like they gave Hangman Rocky Romero. Like Davis, he's a big tough dude.
Yeah,
Hangman's,
it was a really good match. It was a hard hitting match.
I get what you're saying, but in kayfabe, like, hey, you got to get through this dude who's a big tough guy, and he could win because he's a big tough guy,
But he's not booked to win.
He doesn't usually at all.
No.
But still, you're gonna feel like crap afterwards.
Yeah, I imagine.
And
Hangman's feeling pretty beat up today.
honestly, like Kenny was on the verge, and then Swerve comes out.
Yeah.
Does exactly what we said last week.
Yep.
He's gonna come out, try to help Kenny, and then inadvertently cost him the match.
Yep.
But yeah, no, I feel that. I think Kenny should have been like, nah, man, I had Rocky. I'm good. Put somebody else against this guy.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, Kenny and Andrade delivered. Let's talk about this because it's got some mainstream media attention.
Talk about the Bing home screen attention.
Yeah.
Microsoft, whatever.
Yeah, I saw a lot about it too last night. So before Brody King versus MJF, which is our main event, eliminator match for the AEW title, began, after the introductions, they're both standing in the ring, and there was a very loud very audible "fuck ice" chant
Yes.
going throughout the venue,
Yes.
which
yes,
is
yes,
awesome
yes.
to hear.
Yeah. Yeah, that was sick, man. That was really cool. Everybody knows where Brody's passions are. And to chime in like that, you'll love to see it because, as always, here at Going in Raw, it is fuck ice all day, every day.
Absolutely. Fuck ice all day, every day.
So, yeah, that was cool to see. And, yeah, it's getting picked up. So that's pretty neat, too.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
So I guess we can just jump right into it. Show opens, as I said, with a bunch of little short promos from basically everybody involved in the show. We had one from MJF, Brody, Kenny, Don Callis, Andrade. Oh, no, that's still Don Callis. Harley and Willow, and then Penelope Ford and Megan Bayne.
Mm-hmm.
And that's all just to kind of give us a quick rundown of what we could expect in terms of the matches for the night.
Yeah.
While we're kind of on the topic of the main event, we could go there first. So once the match starts, they're about to lock up and Hangman's music hits. So MJF just completely disregards. Brody gets on the apron to see what Hangman's doing, but Hangman's just standing on the stage.
Mm-hmm.
Brody comes up behind MJF and locks on that sleeper.
Mm-hmm.
MJF pretty quickly passes out, drops to the floor. Brody puts it back in the ring, hits a cannonball and a gonzo bomb, and gets the win.
Yeah, man. Yeah, that was sick.
That was pretty
Gonzo
cool.
bomb it's like one of my favorite finishes.
It's a great move.
It's so good.
So then Brody picks up the belt. Andrade blasts him from behind. He hits the back elbow on him and then hits MJF with the DM. Hangman hits Andrade with the buckshot, stares at the title, and then he sets up for a buckshot at MJF, but MJF gets up and kicks him right in the front area. And then Brody hits MJF with another gonzo bomb and then holds up the title. And then walks out to the ramp as the show goes off the air.
Correct. Yeah, that was good
So
stuff.
we got all the people involved in the title scene because it's going to be Hangman and Andrade at Grand Slam for the number one contendership. And then you got Brody and MJF for the title at Grand Slam.
Yeah. So then you gotta think it's gonna be Hangman MJF then.
You think so?
Unless they do Andrade MJF, Yeah, I don't know, man.
They could.
I don't know.
They could.
Like every time I think I got AEW pegged, they throw a curveball.
They throw you a curveball, huh?
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. You're the 3-time predictions champion. Come on, Nostradamus.
Well, what else? Well, we had this discussion already. Like
Yeah, we
if
did.
if they wanted to do MJF and Andrade, if that's the main event, great. The match is going to deliver.
Mm-hmm, yeah, for sure.
Andrade's been putting on bangers since he's come back to AEW.
Mm-hmm.
Like every match has been awesome. MJF can go. The match would be great. You elevate Andrade to the main event. That's awesome.
Yep.
So if they went with that as the main event, I wouldn't be upset about it. We've seen MJF and Hangman a lot. And I don't know if that's necessarily something they're eager to revisit because, what's a more interesting situation for Hangman? He falls short of getting the title match or he gets the title match and loses,
Yeah, there's got to be a wrinkle in there. There's got to be a wrinkle of some sort in there, and I don't know what that would be. He's so like buttering up Kenny these days that you got to think that there's something, especially given what happened with Swerve.
Mm-hmm.
I could see them easily doing just a triple threat between Kenny, Swerve, and Hangman as well, and then Andrade gets to do MJF, and then if you bring back, because we're talking about Revolution here, right?
Yeah.
Like, then if you bring back Edge and Christian for a tag title match against FTR, then that's your big attraction match, maybe. I don't know. People seem to like with AEW, they've got that like 130, 140,000 that'll plunk down for pay-per-view because they just know the brand is going to deliver on those matches. So if you want to do something for the title at Revolution, like Andrade versus MJF, which might not be the kind of, big headliner that Hangman versus MJF would be, maybe they do that. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. But, in pay-per-views past, like there was that one All Out. That was the week after All In. The main event was what? Mox versus Orange Cassidy?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, right. Yeah, where it's
so
like...
they're not necessarily afraid to for the international title or something like that.
Yeah, right.
So they're not necessarily afraid to, maybe roll the dice on someone who's not a perennial main eventer, main eventing a pay-per-view.
Yeah. Plus, giving that spot to Andrade is great, given the shit that he had to go through.
Yeah.
You know,
and it's a quick way to elevate him immediately to the main event.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
And put him in the same league as Okada and Mox and Takeshita and Kenny and Ospreay when he comes back, and MJF and Swerve and Hangman.
Yeah, right.
And Joe.
Yeah.
Like the list goes on and on of kind of the main event scene.
Mm-hmm.
So moving on to Kenny and Andrade, Hangman versus Mark Davis. We get a recap of Andrade beating Swerve last week backstage. Renee's interviewing Swerve and asks, now that you lost that match, you're not going to get yourself a title shot. How are you going to shift your focus? And Swerve motions to Nana to answer, and he says, our focus is still at the top of AEW. Just because we lost one match doesn't mean we lose our focus. We're not going anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
So then, shortly thereafter, Hangman takes on Mark Davis. Physical match.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Gosh, they were beating the hell out of each other.
They were.
That bit where Hangman powers Davis over the top rope and tombstones him on the ramp was crazy. He follows that with a buckshot to get the win. So then Hangman cuts a promo. Says, next week I'm heading to Australia for a number one contender match for the world title. And Kenny, I hope to see you there. And MJF, if I win the title at Revolution, if I win that, then at Revolution, I'm going to stomp every last future child out of your tiny balls and take back the title I never should have lost. So then top of the second hour, we get Kenny versus Andrade. Gosh darn it, this was awesome.
Yeah, dude, Andrade is just, man. And little shades of party guy Andrade.
Yeah.
Because he had some ladies at ringside that he was trying to impress.
I mean, his finisher is called the DM, so.
Right. So, yeah, there you go.
So this spot was crazy. So Kenny puts Andrade up looking for a super one-winged angel. And then Andrade reverses that into basically a sunset flip powerbomb.
Mm-hmm. That was
follows
cool.
with the hammerlock DDT. Kenny kicks out. Andrade hits the double knees in the corner. Kenny kicks out of that. Andrade's looking for the DM. Kenny escapes. They're trading some strikes. Andrade hits a running boot. Kenny responds with a V-trigger, looking for a second, but then Andrade hits him with that back elbow. I can watch Andrade's back elbow all day.
It's so much fun.
Gosh, it's so quick. So Callis leaves commentary and throws Andrade the screwdriver while Aubrey's checking on Kenny Omega. So then Callis distracts Aubrey as Andrade is getting ready to hit Kenny. Swerve runs down and takes the screwdriver from Andrade, but then Aubrey sees that, runs over, and is arguing with Swerve about what he's doing.
Mm-hmm.
So while she has her back turned, Andrade hits Kenny with a low blow, follows with the DM to get the win.
Yep.
So then Swerve starts talking shit to Andrade as he's walking up the ramp, and then Kenny gets to his feet, turns Swerve around, they start arguing and shoving, and then security rushes in to break them up.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, I like the Kenny Swerve stuff, man. I like this a lot.
Yeah.
I think this is going to be
It's been
good.
kind of like slowly simmering, and it's going to like really explode at some point.
I mean, dude, I could totally see Hangman versus Andrade. Callis family tries to get involved. Kenny tries to help out. Swerve tries to help out. All that bullshit leads to Andrade getting the win. Mm-hmm. And then Hangman then is like torn between these two guys. So what do you do? Triple threat.
Yep. Yeah.
Or Hangman as guest referee. Ooh.
Oh, yeah.
That's a terrible idea, but that'd be cool as hell. It'd be like when me and Jeff used to play the stupid video game.
Or they make it a tag match, and like Swerve wants Hangman to be his partner, but so does Kenny.
So two Hangmans.
Yes.
Hangmen. Yeah, fake Hangman.
Yep. You get Sonata in the Hangman mask.
And the LED thing.
Exactly.
Saying I am Hangman Page.
So then we got a Will Ospreay video package. I think it was the first they've ran since he said he had to leave and left.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And it was all about getting the neck surgery and starting the road back. So if they're starting the process of kind of reintroducing him to the audience already, you got to think he'd be back by the summer at the latest.
Oh, my surgery, bruv. You hit me in my surgery. Yeah. Yeah, that's got to be. He'll be back for, what is it, August 30th, July 30th? August 30th.
Yeah, August 30th for All In, I mean.
Yeah, all in, man. All in.
He'll take that title off MJF at that show.
Mm-hmm.
So Takeshita's looking to get that Continental Championship from Mox.
Mm-hmm.
As though there was a 6-man tag match. We had Mox Pack and Daniel Garcia against Takeshita, Josh Alexander, and the no longer undefeated Clone.
He should
No,
be
they do
this.
that. He does this.
No,
but
it should do this, and then he does this, and it's just an L. Oh wait, no, an L.
yeah. But what they do is he does this and then turns it for the C, but then the camera turns with him, so it's still an H.
Yeah, I don't get it. Like he's turning it for a point. You don't do the thing.
Yeah. Anyways, Takeshi gets the win after hitting a Raging Fire on Garcia. So I guess that strengthens his case for a Continental title match against Mox.
Yeah, I guess so.
That I'm sure Okada is going to wonk.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. Yeah. Asshole.
Yeah. So we had a Statlander interview, and I guess since Tekla didn't interfere in the tag title match on Collision, Statlander is going to give her another title shot.
Yeah.
With the stipulation that she gets to pick the stipulation for that match. And so she says, I have my stipulation in mind, but I'm not going to tell you now. I'm going to tell you on Collision.
Oh, Collision Cowboys eating good on that one.
So then we have the Babes of Wrath in an eliminator match against Penelope Ford and Megan Bayne. Mega Bad is their name.
Mega bad.
And they got the win.
Yeah, man. These eliminator matches, it's like, okay, we just know they're going to, they're going to win. It's just how is that going to happen?
That commentary even said it's not very often that the challengers win the eliminator match. And it happened twice last night.
Yeah. What was there was one recently that went down that, it was Shelton versus Mox. I think Mox won that one. Yeah, Mox won that one. So it was
his time was close to expiring, yeah.
That's what it needs to be, like a 10% win rate for the eliminators.
Yeah. You got to do it just enough so it's not a sure thing when they happen.
Not two in an episode and they both win.
Yeah.
But I don't care. The matches were good. They're
the
fun.
matches were good. Mm-hmm. So Megan and Penelope are going to get a title shot in Australia. We had Orange Cassidy and Tony Storm tagging together against Jordan Oasis and Brittany Brooks. Not a huge surprise. Orange and Tony get the win.
There was more silliness than actual action because, like, they started off with a slap fight between Jordan Oasis and Orange Cassidy, and then that took, like, I don't know, 4 minutes, and then the match was done 60 seconds later.
Yeah. Tony had a full denim outfit, too.
That was awesome. She looked like $1 million. She looked great with him. I like this pairing here. And then afterwards, they expressed some amount of
hesitancy. Because I guess Tony agreed to a match in Australia where it's Orange and her against Marina and Wheeler Yuta. Whoever eats the pin has to shave their head.
So Orange gets on the mic. He's like, man, I don't know that this is a good idea. I like my hair. And to his credit, Orange has a terrific head of hair.
Great head of hair.
And then Tony freaks out, and she's like, oh, my God, I'll look like a boiled egg, an angry penis. Bald people look terrible. And Luther's standing right there, and he's like, doing all this shit. Yeah. And then she collapses to the ground and she says, so without it, I look disgusting. And then she rises up and says, but I'm timeless Tony Storm and you're Orange Cassidy. We're not going down like that. And then she said, at Grand Slam, one of two things will happen. Either Orange will give Yuta a comb over, or I'll make Moreno look like Mox. And I was like, yeah. So who do you think? It's
Yuta.
It seems like it's going to be Yuta.
Yeah.
I'm not discounting that it's Marina. I'm not she'd probably look badass.
Yeah, she would.
With a Baldo head. And it's probably going to be Wheeler. That's where my prediction's going to be.
They're making such a huge deal about his hair.
Yeah, he had the thing. He said, wow, his hair looks too long to be this and too short to be this.
Yeah.
But I'm not discounting Marina. She'd look like extra badass.
Oh, yeah.
With a bald head. But it'll probably be him.
Yeah, they're kind of protecting Marina. She doesn't take losses a whole lot.
That's true as well. That is true as well. Yeah.
So we heard from Tommaso Ciampa about winning that TNT title, and it was old school NXT style promo. Sitting in the metal folding chair, you had the camo pants.
They're listening, man. I'm telling you, Psycho Killer.
That's just how he wants to present himself. It's nothing to do with us.
Psycho Killer camo pants, peak. Sleeveless shirt with the cool logo, and he did the thing with the chair. Yeah. That is the road to 10 out of 10 presentation. Right now, 6.5. Once you get there,
10 out of
Collision.
10.
We'll find out on Collision.
We will, because he's having an open challenge. That was the point of this.
Correct.
He's continued the tradition set forth by Mark Briscoe, at least in terms of how he won the title. on Collision, he's going to have an open challenge for that TNT title. And then commentary says that open challenge is answered by Roderick Strong and Claudio. So we're having a triple threat match for an open challenge.
Yeah, that doesn't make a lot of sense.
No.
Okay.
Ricochet defended that national title against Jack Perry. It was a good match.
Yeah, it was a good match.
Yeah, Ricochet gets the win. Of course, there's some GOA interference. Young Bucks come out to fend them off. But in the end, Ricochet sets up that national title on the corner on the second turnbuckle and just throws Jack Perry into it and follows with Vertigo to get the win.
That is correct. Ricochet says Ricochet did good. What'd you think of this, man? They did a whole bunch of outside the arena stuff with War Dogs.
Outside the arena stuff, yeah.
So you got Clark Connors, who I think is like
He signed.
signing. He signed. He did
I
sign.
believe he
Okay,
signed.
great.
Yeah, I thought I read that.
Great. So Darby Allin shows up at the arena via skateboard, and then he gets attacked by Gabe Kidd and Clark Connors, War Dogs.
War Dogs.
They put him in the trunk of their car, and they speed off. And then later on, they're just like in the desert or wherever.
Well, they bust in the production truck.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Until like the technical director, whoever they have in a headlock, hey, play this.
Yeah, I like that. Let's kayfabe
The production truck takeover, yes.
Why production would be thrown to this, yeah. And then it's just them, they're dragging Darby through the desert, and then they leave him there. He has to walk home or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. And then we also got a Kevin Knight video package.
Hey, this was well edited. Whoever
was.
did the thing where they rotoscope him out or whatever, they key him out, mat him
Yeah.
out, whatever, and he's
Yeah.
like, that was cool.
Yeah.
Good
That's
stuff. Yeah, the interns really doing a good job with that production.
Over
stuff.
there at
They're
AEW.
learning a lot
At A&W.
at A&W. Are you a fan of what are those things called?
Root beers?
The root beer float? Root beer float?
You know, I can't really eat ice cream because it bothers my tummy.
Well, when you were a kid.
Yeah. My
Yeah.
grandfather used to make root beer floats for us quite often. So there's like sentimental value to root beer
Yeah.
floats for that reason.
So I'm
But,
trying to imagine your grandfather.
Yeah.
How old was he? When was he born, you know?
In the 20s.
Mine was born in like 1917 or something. Well, one of them. I have two of them.
think. Yeah, it might have been the late
The late teens.
teens. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll have to think. I have to do some math.
So old. Anyways.
I guess before questions, we got we got at least one sub here on the Twitch from Mike the Champ. Says, today is my birthday. Happy birthday, Mike the Champ.
Today is your birthday. Happy birthday to ya. The last pipe here with a super chat says, I want nothing else but for the masked man from the Rumble to be none other than Scrap Daddy Adam Pearce.
That'd be great.
I would love that. I think that'd be great.
That'd be pretty awesome.
Yeah, man, that'd be terrific. Today is your birthday. Happy birthday to Mike the Champ. All right, man. You want to answer some questions?
Yeah, let me pull up the Patreon.
Let me see if I can find the ones that were held. I always like the out-of-pocket ones that, for some reason, bizarrely, are held.
Most of the ones that are held aren't.
It never makes sense, dude.
They aren't out of pocket.
They're never out of
I mean,
pocket.
there are some sometimes, but
Golly, there's like a ton of these things. My God, we got a blind power rank in here. We got several blind power ranks in here. Goodness gracious, YouTube, what are you doing?
Bill Dubs here asks, any opinions about the NBA trade deadline? It's been pretty wild so far. Since we've been doing the show, Zubats of the Clippers got traded to the Pacers.
Boy, Clippers are just starting from scratch.
They're
huh?
unloading. Yeah, they're
unloading.
Start from scratch. But
To the Pacers, really.
Yeah, which I don't know if the Pacers are doing much this season, but I guess when Halliburton comes back next year.
I want to
They'll be ready to go.
manifest a trade.
You want Domas?
Yeah, dude, I don't know. Here's the thing about Doma. He's like the only guy on our team who's got value. And I know I've been anti-Domas, but I don't want trash for the guy. He can ball. So keep him. Just keep him.
The
We're not
problem
going to
is
get no matter what we get is pennies on the dollar for anything.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I'm sure they're going to try to unload DeMar and Zach. But
I'm going to propose a trade.
sure.
Sacramento Kings send their franchise to Seattle in exchange for the rights to grunge music.
I have no argument against that.
I think it'd be great, right?
I mean, just retcon the entirety of grunge to Sacramento, right?
Yes. I'm like
History of
70.
grunge. Yeah.
I'm 70 pages into that grunge book that you got me.
Yeah.
I sketched out 45 minutes to read last
Good.
night. And so it's all just, that it's really solidified for me in the first 70 pages that I know you were half joking back when you said this, but when somebody asked, what does it mean to be grunge? You said from Seattle. So much of grunge comes from the misery of Aberdeen.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Sorry, Bush. You're not grunge.
Yeah.
Because I think, weren't they from like England or something?
Yeah.
Yeah. So sorry. Get your own thing.
Yeah.
If you're not from the misery of Aberdeen, then you can't do that. You can't be it.
So that means Bryan Danielson is grunge then, right?
Yes, 1,000%.
There you go.
1,000%. So yeah, what would be the Sacramento equivalent to Aberdeen?
Well, I've never been to Aberdeen, so I don't know.
Well, according to everybody back in the 80s, it was miserable.
Oh, all right.
So name a place that's miserable compared to, because, it's just outside of Seattle.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of...
Like Stockton?
Maybe, but Stockton might be too large of a city.
Yeah, right, yeah. It's its own thing.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Trying to think of something that's like Rio Linda or something like that,
It's always Rio Linda with you. I knew you were going to say that.
At least
it's
in terms of size.
It's Rancho Cordova, but the part that's behind the Walmart in Rancho. A new musical movement's gonna be birthed out of that place. those apartments. Oh, Jesse Helsia says, "Have you guys ever said no to a show sponsor?" Several. Yeah, we have. Yeah. There are certain things that we're like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Elvin here asks, is WWE losing its fastball?
Well, you're the baseball guy. Explain this metaphor, please.
So the metaphor is, if a pitcher loses their fastball, then they ain't got it no more.
Okay.
So if you lose your fastball, you're saying that they're past their prime.
I mean, WWE's been around for 60 years or whatever.
Maybe WWE has lost its fastball, but it's learned how to throw a knuckleball to keep the career going.
Years. Jesus. When did? Oh no, it was 60. Yeah. So yeah.
But they've been the top of the industry since the mid 80s, so we're talking 40
right.
plus years.
Yeah. Have they lost their fastball? No, they always. Well, maybe for now they always get it back though.
They're just relying on. Maybe they're throwing junk, a bunch of breaking stuff. They go get the Tommy John surgery.
Mm-hmm. There you go, and they're good again. Dope says, unless you have a mean knuckleball.
Yeah.
Luis here became a channel member. Thank you very much, Luis. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Luis. Luis here with the question says, how would you rate Ava's time as general manager? I thought she was good.
Who was general manager before her?
I don't think there was one.
Regal
was wild, but no one directly preceded her.
Yeah, I don't think anybody in the
between Regal and her, I don't know if there was anybody.
Yeah, I thought she was fine. I thought every segment I saw with her over the past year or so was better than previously.
Mm-hmm.
I thought her first couple months it was but then recently over the past couple months I'm like, man, she's really coming to her own. She's actually acting pretty decent in these things.
Yeah.
So yeah. But I don't know. People are so harsh to her on social media. I would understand wanting to get the fuck out of that.
Yeah.
Bunch of mouth breathers. Anyways, what?
Did you hear who the interim GM of NXT is?
Yeah, what's his name?
Hey, Stone.
Hey, Stone. Is he going to bring back Von Wagner?
Probably not.
Hey, Stone. Let's see here.
Oh, that's a good question. Creamy Beef Tip says, do you think Unreal will create a rift between the company and the wrestlers after seeing Chelsea's response to the show? Because she responded to what P.S. Hayes said. I can't help but think it's going to do more damage than good.
Oh, I don't know. What did Chelsea say? What was her response?
Let me pull up the quote, because I did read it.
Yeah.
I mean, she pretty much just said it was bullshit what he said.
Oh, wow. According to Dave Matushak, Real American Beer removed Hulk Hogan from its marketing. I wonder who they're going to get. Kid Rock?
So let's see. She says, but to actually hear that there was a ceiling put on me is different. You can't help but be pissed off and a little upset and just aggravated at the fact that you thought that there was maybe a chance that there wasn't that ceiling, that maybe it was all in your head and that it was confirmed. And it wasn't confirmed to me, it was confirmed on national television.
Yeah, I mean, if that's how she really feels, then dude, I understand that.
Yeah.
You never know with wrestling, you know? It's like I totally understand that if it's true, but you never know if it's a fucking work or a shoot or whatever.
Yeah.
You always have to say, unfortunately, you kind of have to, if it's super sincere, like we don't know, because you got to take that stuff with a grain of salt because it's wrestling. They like to blur the line.
Yep.
But it's certainly how I feel about her, you know? It's like, damn, dude, why are you putting that on her?
I know.
Like, how is she not like the perfect Money in the Bank cash-in champ?
Mm-hmm.
How is she not perfect for that?
Exactly. Jacob Underwood here says, August 25th, Raw, Roman cut a promo billing the match against Bronson Reed. When he mentioned Cody, the crowd booed, and Roman said, interesting. Did that moment impact the creative direction we are seeing today? No, I don't think so.
Oh, I doubt it.
Because there wasn't any reports that it was going to be Roman Cody to well after that.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
If memory serves.
All right, man. You want to blind power rank some?
Sure.
Obafemi Darula says, this is a great question here. Blind power rank these movies, but as a blueprint for a faction.
Okay, how many?
6.
Okay.
All right. Number 1, Reservoir Dogs. A team of guys who don't know each other brought together for a crime based on their specialties. For one job.
All given aliases.
Right. All given aliases.
I mean, you see how it worked out in the movie.
Oh, a disaster.
You got to think, here's the thing. The fortunes of a faction rest largely, if not solely, on the chemistry between the members. If there's no chemistry, the faction fails.
Well, specifically, I think trust, right? You got to have some amount of trust in your faction members.
Trust.
Trust will do you.
I guess there could be worse, so I'm going to put that one at 5.
Okay, 5.
But I would not use that as a...
Not a good faction there.
No.
Next up, the Droogs from Clockwork Orange.
Oh, God.
I don't necessarily know their origin. I know that they turned on their leader because he was an asshole and they dumped him in the river.
Yeah.
And then when they found him and they had become the police,
yeah,
they beat the shit out of that guy.
And they tried to drown him.
Again, if you look at the results.
Gosh. I guess that's got to be 6, I guess.
Okay. All right.
I'm going to be stuck with something terrible at 1. I just know it, but.
All right. Next up. I'm assuming he means Dr. Evil's faction, but Austin Powers.
I mean, they all seem on the same page.
They did dump the Will Ferrell guy down into like a burning pit.
That's true.
Otherwise, Robert Wagner / Rob Lowe, the one lady.
Yeah. Otherwise, they all seem on the same page, right?
Scott, Mini-Me.
Yeah. All right, I'll put them at 3.
Yeah. I mean, probably over fear from the leader, but sometimes Roman Reigns, it's kind of like a bloodline.
If it's heel faction, it makes it, it makes kind of sense.
All right, next up. Train Spotting.
Oh, Lord.
Bound by Junk.
Yeah.
But also there's Begbie, who's just a loose cannon.
Yeah.
Just sort of bad friends,
Yeah.
Friends until like there's a better option and then they'll turn on you.
Yeah.
But still friends.
But that's not an uncommon thing in the world of wrestling either.
True. Yeah. And no real leader.
No.
No real leader.
No. So what's the framing device again in terms of...
A blueprint for a faction.
Okay.
Would this work well?
I mean, I don't know about the drug aspect of it, but I think in terms of the interpersonal dynamics,
yeah,
there could be some interesting storytelling possibilities there.
Again, didn't really end up good for anybody, but go ahead and give
if
it
it's a heel faction,
yeah, true.
It could make some sense. I'll put that's at 2.
Train Spotting at 2. So what do you have left?
1 and 4.
All right. So you literally ran to the middle. Okay.
No, I have 4. That's basically right in the middle.
Oh, 1 and 4. Okay.
Yeah.
Next up, West Side Story.
Well, which gang?
You got the Jets and you got the Sharks.
Yeah.
I do not know how either of these gangs got started. I know they sing and dance, and that's the extent of what I know.
You know, we haven't had a faction in pro wrestling that burst out into song. That could be fun. Number 1.
Oh, jeez. I don't even know how it ended up.
I saw the most recent, the one Spielberg did. I don't remember
You
anything.
watched
about
that, really?
Yeah.
Yeesh.
I don't remember anything about it.
Okay, man. God, I would turn that off so quick. I'd be like, Larson, we're doing movies. If I see somebody doing this shit. Articulation stations say they both die. Okay. And then finally, at your number 4 spot, you have put The Expendables. Which is kind of like Reservoir Dogs, but they know each other, I think. Or at least the head guy knows them all.
Yeah, yeah.
So, yeah. I like that. That was a clever one.
That was a clever one.
That was clever.
All right. Do you want to do a blind power rank about Oscar snubs?
Oh my gosh.
Or
Yeah.
about 6 gadgets that you would most likely gift to me?
Those are both great.
Choose one.
Gadgets.
Gadgets from Ken Adams' business firm. These 6 gadgets, with 1 being what you'd most likely gift to me, and 6 something you would never gift to me.
Okay. All right.
All right. Are you ready?
Yes.
There's 6.
Okay,
I
got
did
it.
mention that.
Yeah.
First here is a massage gun.
You could really use that. I'm going to say number 1. In fact, I might put that on the potential Christmas list, or well, your birthday's before Christmas, so I might put that there on your birthday list.
I will
Number
tell you,
1.
we do have a massage gun here in the house, and I do use it from time to time.
Number 6, massage gun. Didn't know you had one already. Now I look like an asshole. All right, that's number 6. You already have one.
All right, next here, a blender.
A blender. I assume you already use one, probably for like protein drinks or some shit.
I do.
Right?
The one I have is on fumes, kind of.
Oh, so you kind of need one. All right, I'll put that at number 2.
Okay.
Blender. Be
Next
kind of
up-
a weird gift to get you because like it's a household item, but okay.
You know,
Maybe a
but
bullet.
you know, whenever I work
bullet.
out, I have my protein, and I make smoothies when I do my protein.
Yeah,
so
right.
it's actually a pretty thoughtful gift, I would think.
Okay.
Next up, a bidet.
Bro, I don't need to know anything about your asshole. I'm going to put that at number 5. I wish I could put it lower, to be honest with you.
Really?
I'm going to get you something that shoots water at your butthole.
Next here, a hair dryer.
A hair dryer. Fuck. That's even more useless than a bidet. God damn
No,
it.
a bidet would actually be somewhat useful. Hair dryer for me, not useful at all.
I know. What did I say? Less useful? Yeah,
Yeah.
that's less useful than a bidet. That's like the least useful thing. Like even a massage gun. If your first one goes out, then dang
Yeah,
it, I
back up.
biffed this thing. I
Yeah,
biffed
you
it.
did. You did.
Hair dryer. Okay. Number 4, I guess.
All right. What do you have left? 1 and 2?
1 and 3.
All right. Next up, a CM Punk themed electric toothbrush.
God damn it. Fine, that's number 3. What's number 1?
Oh wow, you're gifting me a vibrator.
I don't know. Maybe you can use it for whatever. Less said about that, the better. Anyways, that's going to do it for the show today. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. We appreciate it. Till next time, we'll see you guys around.
Goodbye.
Oh man.